Hello everybody, I'm Doc Fortin from Pirate4x4.com, and today we're going to be demonstrating the ColdFire fire suppression system from DJ Dafety. Now the first question that I'm going to get from most people is, why do I need a fire suppression system for my vehicle when I already have fire extinguishers on board? Now, fire extinguishers are great for your smaller fires or for any sort of incidents that happen on the trail. But a fire suppression system is going to better protect your vehicle and better protect yourself. So, in addition to preserving your own life, it's also going to preserve your vehicle, or at least most of it. Once you start figuring out your time and your money into your vehicle, it makes perfect sense as why you should make the investment for a fire suppression system. We're going to be demonstrating this today on a 2007 Jeep JK Unlimited. Now, just on its Blue Book value, stock, with no modifications, you're looking at a $20,000 replacement. Once you go and you add all these modifications that have been done to the vehicle, and pretty much the same as any of the vehicles that you own, this vehicle on eBay, on Craigslist, you can find all day long for $45,000 to $50,000. Once you start putting it into that size of numbers, then you start to realize why a fire suppression system is worth the investment. Now with me personally, it hits home. I already had a vehicle fire, and actually I had a vehicle fire in the driveway that we're going to be demonstrating this in. When that vehicle burned, I used 5 handheld fire extinguishers, and it did not put it out. It didn't go out until the fire department came and extinguished the vehicle fully. If you've been a member on Pirate 4x4 for any length of time, especially in the last year, you've noticed the significant number of vehicle fires that have happened both with people's regular off-road vehicles and full-out race rigs. Also, if you go and you look at the King of the Hammers race, I believe there was like 3 or 4 fires that happened there just by itself. I'm also going to demonstrate why this makes more sense as a fire suppression system than some of the other ones that are currently out in the market. Your choices for fire extinguishing agents are halon replacement type, AFFF type, which is what our ColdFire system is today, or your dry chemical type. Your halon type extinguishers work well for electrical fires and most other fires, but in an environment like today where there's wind, you have to also take into consideration that halon is a gas, and when the wind is blowing, the gas is going to carry away. It's also not going to stay in the area that the fire started. So what happens is you end up extinguishing the fire initially, but your exhaust manifolds, whatever, are still hot. There's no more fire extinguisher agent. Wind blows the agent away, the fire reflashes and starts back up. Now you're out of fire extinguishing agent, your vehicle's back on fire again. As for the dry powder agents work very well, but they destroy everything. They're highly corrosive. Considering the amount of aluminum parts that we have in our vehicles, engine manifolds, suspension components, and etc., the powder is going to destroy everything that it comes into contact with. The additional benefit, besides being a liquid base for the ColdFire system, is it's also completely biodegradable and completely human safe. A lot of racers will go and aim one of the nozzles directly at them inside their race compartment. This way, it sprays them with the fire suppression agent and keeps them from catching on fire should the fire become out of control. And here's the actuator handle for the DJ Dafety ColdFire system. What you want to do is you want to mount your actuator handle where it's going to be easy to grab while you're in harness, while you're in your race seat. You don't want to have to reach across the vehicle or try to do some fancy maneuvers in order to be able to pull your handle. When I'm seated into the driver's seat, the T handle is exactly right at hand's reach, no matter how tightly I'm strapped in. You also got to take into consideration that a lot of times that you're going to be pulling these handles, you're going to be inverted or on the side. So you want to make sure that they're easy to access. As you can see, I have my DJ Dafety safety flag. This prevents the system from accidentally being discharged due to me pulling onto the handle or somebody else pulling on the handle. And down there is a red handle for my battery disconnect. That's something else that you may want to consider installing in your vehicle for safety precaution. Now let me show you it from the driver's seat. If you notice, the handle's right by my right knee. I'm going to be using my weak hand because I'm using my strong hand to hold the camera. But you can see that even when I'm pressed fully back into the seat, I can easily grab it to pull and activate the system. DJ Safety offers their system in either a push or a pull configuration, and this is entirely personal preference. All of my handles are set up for a pull release, whether it be my battery disconnect or whether it be my ColdFire system. This way, everything's the same, and I don't have to think about when I'm doing it. But whether you want to install a push or a pull system, it's entirely up to you. The other thing you want to make sure is that you have a solid backing for your actuator handle. If you notice here, you can see a steel plate. Behind my plastic panel is another steel plate that's attached to the steel subframe underneath the dashboard. You don't want to attach this to something flimsy plastic, because if you go and I pull this handle and I rip it out of the plastic, it's going to take longer time for me to actually be able to actuate the system. Same thing also applies with the push. If I push on this as hard as I can and all I'm doing is flexing plastic, I'm not actuating the system and my vehicle is continuing to burn. ColdFire system. The primary engine compartment nozzle is mounted dead center on the radiator support, and it's aimed so that when it sprays across the entire front, entire top of the engine. From this location is the best location for my vehicle, and you want to aim each nozzle specifically depending on your vehicle itself. This way, this will spray whether the hood is closed or whether the hood is open, and get full coverage of the compartment. And now we're going to demonstrate the ColdFire fire suppression system from DJ Safety. Now, for this demonstration, we're going to be utilized pre-charged canisters supplied from DJ Safety that are filled with just plain water. You can have these sent to you from them so that you can test out your system and make sure your nozzles are spraying correctly, and also to see how well the coverage is of your fire suppression system. One of the other things that would not normally be happening during actual fire is we're going to have the hood open. This way you can see the spray pattern and the amount of coverage that the front nozzle provides. Now, with my assistant Beverly, we're going to be setting off this system exactly the same way as if we would in an actual emergency. The first thing you're going to do is remove the DJ safety flag. This is attached to a cross pin that prevents the handle from accidentally being discharged during normal driving, or if you bump it or push it with your knee. The next thing you're going to be doing is you're going to push or pull the handle according to how your setup is. This will activate the DJ Safety ColdFire system. And as you can see from the amount of water being pumped out from this, everything under the hood, everything under the vehicle is completely saturated. This would be covered with ColdFire agent. As you can see, my skid plate is completely filled with water. Transmission area completely saturated. Engine compartment is completely covered. If I had a fire and this was actual fire suppression agent, everything would be put out. And now we're going to demonstrate just the primary nozzle in the engine compartment. And you can see the nozzle to the right hand side, and the little bright red square. Most of your vehicle fires are going to happen inside your engine compartment. Either fuel or fluid is going to drip onto your exhaust manifold and ignite, electrical wires are going to short out, ignite, or even branches and twigs getting jammed up in there onto your exhaust manifold and catching fire. I want to show you exactly how much spray and how much coverage I'm getting from just this one nozzle. And setting off the ColdFire fire suppression system, same as before, pulling out the safety flag and pushing or pulling the handle depending on your application. Now you can see that everything, including myself, is completely saturated with water. Now this would be ColdFire agent in a normal application. And the ColdFire agent would continue to extinguish the fire no matter what the conditions are. And that's it from Pirate 4x4. I'm Doc Fortin, and today we demonstrated the ColdFire fire suppression system from DJ Safety. Please log on to the forums, also read the product review and write up on the fire suppression systems, both including DJ Safety's ColdFire system and other available systems that we will be reviewing.